Hello and welcome to another edition of We Stream. Today we're going to be checking out NF Lost. Before we do, as you can see, it's a Dogecoin to the moon type of a day for your boy. I'm a musician. I make content that you should check out, and sometimes that includes meme type songs.
Dogecoin, good boy, much wow, such joy. Everybody gonna get that Dogecoin. Dogecoin, best boy, such wow, much joy. Currency that make my PP go boing boing.
And that's the plug. So, we are checking out NF Lost featuring Hopsin. I'm very excited for this because I'm a big fan of NF. I love his music. Some of you might be surprised to hear that because some people think that loving an artist and their music means that you like every single song that they make, and if you think a song they make is just okay, well, that upsets some people. But fear not, my delicate NF fan flowers. There's no reality that I can imagine in which a song containing both NF and Hopsin, who I admittedly like more than NF, could possibly be anything but amazing. So let's get into this. I'm excited for this song. I can't wait. Let's go. This looks like the same place that Quadeca filmed one of his videos lately. What was that video? I don't remember the name of it, but it looks like the landscape that Quadeca filmed.
Self-awareness, pride's a coat and yes, I like to wear it. Buttoned up, don't like to let no air in, with a pair of gloves that I hope doesn't perish.
Yo, the type of flow and wordplay he's starting with I already like.
My mistakes are like a screaming parrot, just repeating lyrics I can barely bear it when—
Yo! My mistakes are like a repeating parrot, repeating lyrics, repeating parrot, I could barely bear it, and he's talking about the holes poked in the sweater or whatever he was saying at the beginning. Yo. Okay.
Road is narrow, I'm looking down it like a gun's barrel.
Narrow road. He's lost. This is actually some Christiany-Wishtiany bars. He's a Christian guy. And these are things that could very much be, and I would imagine are, theological bars. The narrow road is what leads to life, and a few will take it, but wide is the road that leads to death, and many will find it. That's kind of where he's at. And then, you know, another theme of Christianity is you are lost without finding that narrow road. So he's going, I see what you're doing, Nate.
Offensive scarecrows that we scatter around our fields and treat like heroes when they scare away the things that we should cherish, cause we're too embarrassed to admit the fear is that—
Yo, I love this whole scarecrow scheme he's putting together. He said we put up the scarecrows to scare away the things that we're afraid are gonna hurt us. Cause you know, you put up a scarecrow in a farm to scare away like birds and other things that might attack your crops. So he's saying you're gonna put these scarecrows up in your life, these things to scare people away from you or things away from you that you are actually afraid of. So that'd be like, you don't want maybe criticism in your life, so you put up barriers to not get that. Or you don't want someone to tell you that you have any issues, so you block out the people that might call you out on your shit. And there's a lot of other ways you could take that as well, but I like the concept.
Too embarrassed to admit the fear is that we're lost. Yeah.
And I love the way he ends that. We're too embarrassed to admit the fear that we're lost, right? We're too embarrassed to admit that, like, I'm putting all this up as a front so you think that I've got it all together because I'm too afraid to admit that I don't.
Yeah, but what does it matter? I get too combative inside of me. He's a person who canvas. The pain can be flat and get messy when I start to get rattled. The heart of a savage and quiet when I look.
First of all, paint splatter messy. Thanks for noticing the drip, Nate. Secondly, this flow.
Work in the shadow with something on that, but I don't want to be over dramatic. But
this is the NF I love. Everything about this vibe. I know that some people get on NF because they're like, oh, all the songs are the same. The orchestra boops and the same. I don't care. I love when he's in this zone because he's good at it. You know, sometimes I want an artist to stay in the same zone and be good at it, and then, you know, branch out, obviously. But when you do something really well, why not do it often? I don't understand the hate on that. I love when NF is in this zone because he kills it.
We tend to get mad at the ones that call us out, but the fact is we need someone that'll be honest when we fly off that handle.
There you go! He just mentioned what I was saying during the scarecrow scheme. I was talking about how, you know, some of those scarecrows are to scare away the people that'll call us out on our shit. He just literally laid that out. So I was on the same page as Mr. Nate Boy there. That's always good to get that lyrical reassurance later on. Yeah, so that is something that people do. I definitely am not that person. I love people in my corner who will call me out on my shit, and sometimes I'm the best at doing that to myself, because there's plenty of shit that I do, and I'll be like, yep, that's my bad. But a lot of people aren't secure enough in themselves to do that, which is exactly what he was talking about, right? You're too fearful to admit that you're lost. I'm not afraid of that. I know I'm figuring out shit as I go, because that's, you know, the human condition. But that's not something that a lot of people could say. They don't have that security in themselves to do it. And I love that he's just calling out, like, yo, you need those people in your life to be like, you're full of shit right now. Right? You gotta shape up.
My intent is not to rant like the own what I value. I can take you on the fence and maybe pick up the paddle.
I like the how he the end of that with the paddle thing, but dude, man is spitting. I love this flow. I can't wait to see what Hopsin does on here.
Like the world gets the current, that's the way that I travel. Opposite the way.
And then he changed the paddle into the travel, and it you know, it's both a rhyme continuation and how you would use the paddle, because he talked about the current. I just love the wordplay and the way he's doing this.
On every level, I never could settle. I like to keep my foot in the pedal.
And I like this. On NF's last song, I didn't like that it was a braggadocious song the whole way through. He's putting some flexes in here, but they're ones with substance and meaning, right? And he's also doing it in a way that's much more poetic and meaningful. This is the kind of stuff I like NF to do. The last video that I watched of NF was just more of like basic rapper flexes. I mean, that's what it was. Hate all you want. That's what the song was. It just felt so not NF. And I guess it was because he wanted to do something different. But this, I love seeing this. This is the kind of flexing that just fits, you know, NF's whole vibe. It just fits someone who's a higher caliber artist. And so you love to see it.
Yeah, I love the pack arenas and all, but what I really want to do is learn to handle my thoughts.
See like that. That's a flex, a subtle flex. I love packing arenas and all, but what I really want to do is take care of myself and my thoughts. Like, it's both a flex and a reflection on why the fame doesn't matter. Like, that's the kind of stuff I love from Nate.
Put the reins on them, show them I'm the one that's the boss, and pull them back when they get out of hand and breaking their jaws.
Yeah, but that don't work, do it, right? You're trying to pull the reins back of your own thoughts and everything. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. It's a constant battle. This is some real talk.
Taking the flaws and told me I can never revolve, then pull a Bane on him, ask him, oh, you think you're in charge?
A Bane on him? Think you're in charge? Yo, is that a motherfucking Batman reference?
Fested this. Failing's how you grow and learn your lessons, kids. Take the worst and try.
Failing's how you grow and learn your lessons, kids. Hey, that sounds like shit I've been saying a lot lately. It's people are so afraid of failure, and they're afraid to see their kids fail, so they give them participation trophies and all this other bullshit that just, you know, stunts their development and makes them terrible at actual adult life, which, I mean, look at the adults we have today. They suck at adult life. And a lot of that stems from never learning that failure is not a complete negative. You need bad experiences in your life to become better. If you just stop at, I'm perfect the way I am, you know, the Disney Channel mantra, we fed a whole generation, you're perfect the way you are, never change. That's the most toxic shit you could tell someone. You're not perfect. You should always look to change. You need to learn from your failures, because you're gonna fucking fail because you're not a perfect little princess. Get over it, you little whiny bitch. And learn self-improvement. That's what he's talking about here. He's just nicer about it than I am.
You can learn to pick yourself back up again and train your brain to not be such a pessimist.
Hey! Now he's talking about people who actually have seen failure and weren't given the participation trophies, but took that failure as a woe is me, right? The pessimistic route. So they failed, they went, oh no, I always fail at everything. My life sucks and the world's out to get me. I'm such a victim of society. He's like, shut up! Pick yourself back up and keep going.
Yeah. When I'm lost.
This is a nice, simple, lost hook. I'm here for it. I think we're about to get some hopsy hops. That's a long freaking verse. I'm here for that too.
Lost when I'm lost.
Did you just dig Hopsin out the snow? Boy, frozen in the snow, you just digging him up? Yo, that's an entrance.
Lost.
Wow, these burdens are heavy.
Wow. Yo, props to this whole setup.
And I'm hoping it don't bury me. I used to be joyful and skip so merrily, but now I'm too cautious and tiptoe carefully.
Now, I think this is one of the things Hopsin wrote, because he did a vlog where he talked about he wrote a bunch of songs when he was in a really dark place. And he's gotten therapy, he's gotten out of it, so he wanted his fans to know he's not in that dark place anymore, but he wants these songs and these verses that he wrote to still get out there for people who relate to when you're in those dark places, so that you know that there's something on the other side, which I've done a lot in my music. I respect the hell out of Hopsin for it. I love Hopsin as an artist. I love like just how genuine he is. And so I've been so excited to hear what Hopsin continues to come out with as he shares with us his journey from, you know, just becoming more aware of and accepting his own mental illnesses and how he's worked to overcome those. And I'm thinking this is one of the verses he made in that time just from the start of this, or maybe this is a verse he's made since then and is going to go through the journey. Either way, I fuck with Hopsin. I'm excited to see where he keeps going with this.
Am I a big old parody? Cause it's no fair to me. And now I'm at the point where I'm spending $1,000 a week on hypnotherapy. Look.
Yep. I think this is when he was still in it, because he says it's at the point I'm spending $1,000 a week on hypnotherapy. I think this is when he was still going through that journey. Oh, you just love the rawness of an artist's journey or anyone's journey when they can portray it so well. And Hopsin has portrayed his experiences and his journey through his music for the last, decade plus beautifully.
I'm trying to wash away my sins.
And I love that they gave Hopsin some of the balloons as well.
If I ever take a nail, then they might grit, and they all want to see me stay in the cage I'm in. So
yo, I love this, just this aggression against the people who are in his circle who they haven't helped. They want to see him fail. He's trying to get through this shit, and he's like, I'm trying to be clean. I'm trying to wash away my sins. I'm trying to be a better person, but the people around me, they just want to see me fail because they're mad that I succeeded.
So when it comes to anybody, there's no trust for no one. Man, so what? My whole plan's to go nuts.
And yeah, I know Hopsin's not going to trust anyone, because if you know Hopsin's history, he had really bad falling out with the people he was with his label who he signed with. And to be fair, there were people in his corner who warned him about the guys who were, who he was about to ride with, like the Joker's Legacy, who handled that situation very wrong, self-admittedly as well by the Joker's Legacy. But there were people in his corner that said, you're fucking with the wrong people. It's not going to end well for you. And then it didn't. And so I love to see just Hopsin's raw takes on this. He's like, now I just don't fucking trust anyone because it bit me in the ass when I did.
They planted me on your stats and reward. I'm actually bored with having it so hard. It's torn apart from a family that I don't have anymore.
Yo, this is just that real talk. He's like, I don't got this family anymore. I don't got the people who used to rock with me anymore. And not to mention, it also sounds amazing in flow, and this beat is perfect for it. Like, Hopsin and NF together on this, just it's as phenomenal as I hoped it would be. It's packed with real meaning. These aren't just flashy bars. There's not a bunch of stupid punchlines. There's still good wordplay, still good rhyme schemes, but it's not that modern bullshit of pun for every phrase kind of rap. And I love just the honest and actual genuine, intelligent lyricism. This is the corner of rap that I'm here for. This is the rap that I like.
Running late for the train and missed it. The only thing I feel is pain and vengeance. So I'ma act out like a raging misfit.
Bro, I love this. He's just going through all those steps. The train, he missed it. They got the knife to his throat. So he's just like, what else am I gonna do? I'm just gonna act out like, a fucking misfit, someone who's just an outcast. And oh boy, has your boy been there, and it still is there. I'm still a misfit, outcast, and so are all my followers. Loser Club Unite.
You'll never see the day when my anger's dismissed. You better go and change your wish list, cause
Dude, I love you're never gonna see my anger dismissed, you better change your wish list. So it's like, if you're just hoping that I'm gonna change and I'm gonna appeal to what you want me to be, you better change that little wish list, because I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do, and I'm pissed off, and I don't see that ending at this point, because why would it?
I am praying to the Lord with the book of James, hoping he go at my testament.
Yo, the more of the religious bars. I know that Hopsin kind of narrows between agnostic and atheistic, and you could hear that through some of his Ill Mind of Hopsin tracks. And I love how he's just bringing that back into the book of James, and then he calls it his Testament, New Testament. And there was something else. Hold on, let me retrack.
Adolescent kid, I am praying to the Lord with the.
Yeah, it was the wordplay that I loved. The way he did the adolescent kid and everything else. It was like the doubles, but they weren't like doubles for the sake of it. It was more of like this really clever multi-syllable rhyme scheme that he put together just to tell the stories super smooth.
Demons knocking, I don't have to let him in.
Like, he's done this triple scheme throughout this. Like, he's changed like one or two of the rhyming syllables to keep this triple rhyme end going. This right here still is going back to like the adolescent scheme, which I think had another rhyme before that. He's still technically on the same rhyme scheme, just changing some of the syllable rhymes to make it continue.
The same when I'm lost. Yeah.
I love the dual I just ain't the same when I'm lost from both of them. That was great.
Lost.
Uh-oh, they found more balloons. I'll be the first to admit I don't know all the visual meaning, but you can just see that it's there and it's packed and I love it. So that was NF featuring Hopsin, Lost. It delivered exactly as I expected to. That was an incredible track. The lyricism was just absolutely amazing. Very happy to see another NF song that I really fuck with coming out, and I can't wait to see all the other stuff Hopsin's putting out. It's just good fucking times. If you enjoyed that, don't forget to leave a comment on what you like about the song the most and other things you want me to react to. Subscribe to the channel, stick around for the credits so you can see the people who support the channel and consider becoming one of them and getting some sweet perks. And until next time, I scheme, you scheme, we all scheme for ice cream. Bye! I hope to not have to pantomime videos in the future. Please stop corrupting my files, camera.